So many damn flies. Welcome to a new segment on my channel called FPV Storytime. I'm going to sit down, we're going to fly some FPV, and then I'm going to tell you a story about something that's happened either in my past or very recently. They're going to be interesting, funny stories, but these flies. I know this looks ridiculous, but on the plus side, they're not landing on my skin anymore, so I can concentrate and focus for today's FPV Storytime.
Welcome to HTX.
Okay, we're ready to go for the first ever FPV Storytime. I'll show you with the drone quickly just where I'm stood first, because it's pretty precarious, the location that I'm in. Whoa, I haven't flown this in a minute. Whoa. Okay, let me see, there you go. So I'm stood on these rocks here, and my phone is balancing on there too, recording. Let's go for a bit of a fly. Okay, so today's story is going to be one of getting recognized in public, but not for reasons you might expect. So basically this goes way back to when I was in Thailand about 18 months ago, and basically it was my birthday weekend, so my girlfriend treated me to a nice sort of hotel for the weekend, and basically the room had a sort of outdoor porch that backs straight onto a pool area, and considering this is sort of the time still kind of during the pandemic, so there weren't that many people traveling, so this hotel was pretty much empty. And the only time we ever saw anybody else was while we were in the pool. So basically I was just playing around in the pool, being, you know, the silly man that I often am. And I was just sort of dancing around in there, and I'll put a little drawing on the screen actually of what I was doing. So I was basically on my knees in the bottom of the pool walking around, and I was just singing this song going, I'm a small man. Basically because I was pretending to be a very short man in the pool and you could just see my head. So yeah, I just thought nobody's seen me doing this, nothing any of the wiser, just messing about as you do. And then the weekend was over, and we then travelled literally miles and miles further north. We were in Phuket and we flew all the way to Bangkok. And then on a night out in Bangkok, some people were like, hey, you look familiar to me. And I was like, what, really? How? And he goes, oh, were you staying at a hotel Burasari? And I was thinking, yes. But the only way they could have recognized me from staying in this hotel is seeing me in the pool singing, I'm a small man. So yeah, that was a very bizarre thing to be recognized in public for. But I've actually also been recognized in public a couple of other times, strangely, because of YouTube. One was, I was in a frozen yogurt shop in Cairns, and the guy was like, hang on, I think I've seen one of your YouTube videos. And he was right, he had seen one of them. And another time I was at a lookout, also coincidentally near Cairns, and somebody was like, hang on, I think I watched your video yesterday about a waterfall, and just so happens that they actually had. How bizarre is that? But yeah, strange getting recognized in public, especially when it's just for being a bit of a silly fool. Well, this is weird, flying and talking at the same time. It's like, what am I focusing on? Trying to tell the story, but then also trying to make the flight a bit interesting, because, you know, you want to watch the visuals too. So yeah, that's kind of what happens when you get recognized in public. It's kind of strange. The first time you get recognized in public when you've been on YouTube, because it's like, oh, it's like you put two and two together. People actually, the numbers on the screen are actually faces watching the videos, and sometimes it's hard to get that correlation in effect, or to make it feel real, or to make it think that the number is actually a face behind the screen. So, you know, all the numbers that I'm going to see for this video is your wonderful smiling faces. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. First and foremost, let's do a bit of a run down here, see if we can not smash it up. Whoa. So yes, this is the new segment, FPV Storytime. I'm going to try and bring one of these out every week. Got a few stories in mind to tell you. Some are bizarre, some are not so bizarre. Well, to be honest, they're all a bit bizarre. But that's just life, eh? So I'm going to bring this guy back into land. And I'll see you in the next FPV Storytime. Leave me a comment down below if you've ever been recognized in public for some strange things. And yeah, see you in the next one. Whoa, I'm on a rocky piece of rock. It's hard to balance and the flies are getting on my neck.